We are live now. You would think that the cinnamon game is your typical ridiculous frat boy challenge. Now, it's been around for as long as stunts like trying to chug a gallon of milk or eat 10 saltine cracker without water. But all of a sudden, the cinnamon challenge has found a renewed life. There's been a surge of thousands of teens posting videos to YouTube, and they don't seem to realize how dangerous it can be. Check this out.
3, go. Swat. Do it.
Okay, ready?
Ready, go.
And I play with foam swords.
Just do it. Just eat it without spitting it out, okay? Just eat it, okay? Just swallow it, swallow it. No, eat it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You'll be like the smallest person ever to do it. You get it? You do it? You do it? Did you do it? He did it, yeah. See? Did you do it? Yes or no?
Wow, the cinnamon does not dissolve in liquid. The powder can get into your lungs. I'm going to show you something, a quick demonstration here. This is the cinnamon, obviously, right here. And it's a tablespoon, right? Second mic?
Yes.
And if you put it in water, you see how it stays clumped. It doesn't, is this able to, there you're able to see it there. It doesn't dissolve, well, it dissolves a little bit, but it tends to stay kind of clumped. So that's what people are putting into their mouth. There's no question, teens do dumb stuff, planking, owling, ingesting things they shouldn't. Question is, why? Are they just trying to be YouTube stars? Is that now what's motivating to do this more? Here with me to discuss this are two people who've actually tried this. My Loveline co-host Mike Catherwood is back. He completed the challenge.
That's right, champion.
Also Kristen Klingshirn. She is star of the Burt Show on Q100 Atlanta. And also joining me by phone, the king of stunts, Johnny Knoxville. Hey, Johnny, thanks for joining us. Obviously, we've seen you do lots of stuff. Have you ever done the Cinnamon Challenge?
No, but we had Dave England do it with flour on the Jackass TV show, and I think Dave England had Aaron do it, and since he about choked to death, we decided not to air it.
Wait, hold on a second. I mean, you had a near-death experience with one of the Jackass guys, and you backed off?
I don't know if it was near death, but he was really choking, and we thought we should not air that because it seems really imitatable.
I've seen you nearly killed by a bull. I've seen Steve-O fall off into a hot fire and nearly get burned to death. But the cinnamon challenge is the thing that, the flour challenge is the thing that turns you back.
Well, because flour and cinnamon are readily available right at your house. No one can run out in their backyard and get a bull or dive in with sharks.
There is that. Now, Mike, you actually tried this. You completed it. I want to show the video where Mike actually completes the challenge. Can we check that out? Let's just show it.
Cinnamon challenge on the Kevin and Bean Show.
All right, he has tilted his head back and he's got a mouthful of cinnamon. I didn't even finish. What?
I'm going to do this.
Are you done?
I think
I'm going to do
he's
this.
getting there.
You're going to do it. Wow. You're going to get a lot of dates out of this.
Oh my
He
God!
did it! Are you unbelievable?
What's up now?
The guy.
Yeah.
And, Mike, you did it in like 24 seconds, right?
I did. I think I'm one of the world record holders because that actually time was the first time I did it. It was a little over a minute. Then people sent me videos of them doing it quicker, so I had to step up my game, Dr. Drew.
Now, Kristen, you did it. Was it this morning you did it? Is that right?
No, this was actually several years ago at my previous morning show, Bob and the Showgram. And I failed miserably.
And can you testify to how caustic it is to the mouth, and you know what I mean, and how easy it would be to inhale this thing?
Absolutely, because you kind of get caught up in it and you start to laugh at yourself as soon as you see this plume of cinnamon come out, which means then you're inhaling the cinnamon, and I inhaled it and I could feel it burning my lungs.
Here it is.
Yes, there's the flume, yeah, the big plume of cinnamon.
Whoa.
It was, yeah, and the guys are loving it and they're laughing, which makes you laugh, which means you're ingesting it even more. And then it induces vomiting. I couldn't stop throwing up. I had to go to the urgent treatment center, get a shot of Benadryl, cortisone, Phenergan. It was a nightmare.
Kristen, I want you to know Mike can't stop. His joy is immense. Somehow your pain has created immense joy in my partner.
As did my fellow co-host.
I had an unfair advantage. My lungs and mouth have been burned away from napalm back in Nam, Dr. Drew.
Oh, Johnny says yes. Same thing for you, Johnny?
Same thing, yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. In the bush.
Johnny, do you do you ever, now a serious question to sort of change gears a little bit, do you guys have concerns about people imitating the stuff that you guys do?
Absolutely, and that's been a concern since the start. And we will nix bits before the studio or the network. Of course, they have their standards as well, but we're very conscious of it, and we've done it many times. We did it with the flower bit. We did it with a bit where we had judo Gene LaBelle come by and choke out the whole cast. It was funny to us, but we thought little kids wouldn't know how to choke the other person out, and we decided not to air that in the first movie.
Right, and we're actually looking at stills of you guys in Jackass, and the choking games are actually amongst the most dangerous. One of the things I was going to include in this story tonight was an interview with someone who actually lost a child because they do that thing where they squeeze. Remember that you did once, Johnny, where somebody held Steve-O from behind and real tight after he'd been hyperventilating. Remember this? And he went unconscious.
Oh yeah, if you cut off the blood supply.
Yes,
in the neck, yeah, but people don't. They'll cut off the wind supply because they don't know how to do it, and it's too dangerous.
Choking somebody out is too dangerous.
I agree.
I never thought I'd hear that from Johnny Knoxville.
A lot of people don't know, but Mr. Knoxville is very responsible.
Very responsible with my stupidity.
So, Kristen, I'm going to go back out to you. In doing this said act, how long ago was it now?
This was like 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago.
Now, it seems to me that being a part of morning radio, just like being in the Jackass organization, is sort of a liability, right?
There is. You know what you're getting yourself into for sure.
Are you being encouraged to do things that could potentially be interpreted as dangerous still in your morning show presently in Atlanta?
No, the Burt Show is a little different than Bob and the Showgram, and so I haven't been asked to do any kind of crazy stunts like that, but I just wanted to be one of the guys, and I could hang in there with them most of the time, with the best of them. In this case, I had to do this first, and they saw me fail miserably, and none of the guys on the show did it, by the way. They decided.
But Kristen, you said the magic words, and this is something I want to address, and I'm glad it's Mike and Knoxville here with me on this. There's no reason on earth anyone should want to be one of the guys. Men, particularly at the age you're talking about, can do horrible things, can think horrible things, can engage in all kinds of activities that they regret later in their life. Please don't go down to their level. Mike, back me up on this.
I agree. Don't bring yourself down to our level. But I have to ask a professional question. Do all people in radio look like you in Atlanta? Because if so, I'm moving.
Wow.
Come on down.
There you go, Mike.
Thanks, Johnny.
All right, Johnny, thanks again for joining us. Anything we should look for to where we can find you in the near future?
Well, I thank you for having me on, and I just want to say real quick, everyone should know how much you help people. You really helped save Steve-O's life, and I just recently contacted you with about another friend who was in trouble, and you got back to me immediately and gave me so many recommendations, and he's doing good now. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Johnny, thank you, and I appreciate that. I accept that, but I want people to know that Johnny called me about Steve. Mike, you know this story. I told him what to do. He did exactly what I told him to do, which no one ever does. People always kind of make their own, do their own version of what I tell them to do. And because of Johnny's intervention, Steve-O's alive and doing well today.